So Adam, the last 3 games, just how pleasing have those performances been for you?
Yeah, obviously really pleasing. We spoke as a group after the Braintree defeat, and just wanted the lads to play with a bit more freedom. Almost looked like they was playing like nervous. There might have been a little bit of the pressure of trying to stay on Barnett's coattails, as those on such a good run of form. But yeah, it's obviously really pleasing that we've gone and expressed ourselves, and 10 goals, one goal against in the last 3, and we want to now find some consistency with this form.
Yeah, it seems to appear that the pressure's really just come off the shoulders. Like you said, let Barnet do their thing, and obviously we'll stick to our game has certainly helped. Yeah,
it has. I think the pitches that we played on have been good. We turned up at Rochdale and filed away, and they're both being heavily watered, which makes a big difference for the style that we want to play. But even that, just said to the players that no matter what the pitch is, we're going to go and play our football and back ourselves to play our way. If it means 1 or 2 bobbly passes that go over our foot, then we'll take that on the chin, and I'll take responsibility for that, rather than the players playing with any sort of pressure on their shoulders. And if anything, one of the learnings that I'll take from it is to try and generate that kind of atmosphere amongst an individual and as a team, to play like that, no matter what the game is. A lot of stake at Barnet, and we didn't turn up really. So to try and generate that kind of feeling amongst the team when the stakes are high is something that we're keen to learn from as well.
And in that period, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's 10 goals scored, only 1 conceded. Really shows how much of a force we can be when on our absolute A game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we'll look back on it and go, we've left some chances out there as well. We've created loads in the last 3 games. That's been really pleasing. We've looked relatively assured at the back. Obviously, one blip in the last game where we was 3-0 up, and I don't know, a little bit of us just switching off mentality has allowed them in. It's obviously a great finish from the lads. He's done it all season, but we're disappointed with that. But we're creating lots, and like I say, the freedom that the players are playing with is really refreshing to see, and we want to try and maintain that.
Results in midweek have ensured that we will finish in the top 3 in the Vanarama National League this season. Obviously, the season can now flip one way or another. Either it's a home playoff tie, or we pull off the comeback and get the title. If it is to be the playoff game, a chance to play in front of a sellout crowd here at home, it must be relishing for you and the rest of the team.
Yeah, I think you obviously want that to come along and happen as quickly as you can. Now it has happened. We can start a bit more planning towards that. But at the same time, we don't want to just write off these last 5 games. We owe it to ultimately ourselves and the supporters to finish the season well. We want to finish with a few more clean sheets. We want to score a few more goals and get a few more points on the board. For how well we've done all season, we'd be disappointed if we finish on 83 points, and we want to keep on building to that tally and try and take this performance levels that we've generated in the last few games into the last few games of the season.
Aldershot are riding on the high this week. Obviously last week, and they won the semi-final to get to Wembley. How do you think that sort of can affect the mood in a team heading into the next game weekend?
I think I just go through sort of how I would think as a player. It would be that you want to be playing in that game. So if you've got an opportunity to showcase yourself to the manager, you'll want to do it and make sure that you're performing at a high level, so that you're in high regards for that final. The league position would say they're safe. The shackles might be off a little bit for them, and they might come out a little bit more, and it's got all the makings of a really entertaining game.
Yeah, like you just said, Aldershot, they don't really have too much to play for in the league. Nevertheless, like you said, they've still got that big game to come. Players will be trying to prove themselves to the manager that they should be playing at Wembley. Yeah,
that, and people will be out of contracts and fighting for contracts and stuff. I only know too well, what it's like. you know, and the supporters. There's a big following set to believe for tomorrow, and those supporters demand high standards. So players will be keen to impress and put on a show and send their fans away happy for them giving up so much time to come and support them. So yeah, they're definitely not going to take it lightly. You see with the results throughout the week, you know, there's Woking have beat Oldham. You'd have thought Oldham would have beat that for their league position. So, and Woking, I went to the game, were just as good. So, you know, it can happen in this league. You can't take your finger off the pulse, and we want to stay consistent with our performance, or do all we can to try and stay as consistent as we can.
A couple of players missed out last week and fouled. On the injury front then, could we potentially any of them return this weekend?
Yes, so Ty's back. He was ill, a bit of a stomach problem, so he'll be back available. And then, yeah, Dippo's not quite fit to be available for the matchday squad, but you know, really progressing well. He's back in doing the first bits of the warm up and that today. Hunty's missed out all week for the nasty tackle he got at Fylde last week, but he trained today. So we're hoping, yeah, we'll have a good core of players all available and fit for selection.
Might be a bit premature to say for next season, but we've hit 1,000 season tickets today sold for next season, and obviously there's still a huge amount to play for this season. But what message would you have for supporters who are maybe sat on the fence debating whether to come next season?
I just think they play such a massive part. You know, we're all on a real sort of upward trajectory as a club, and they're a massive part of that. So yeah, we want to fill out this place. We want to have behind both goals fill up with York fans. You know, it does make a massive difference. Like I said, the percentage of us scoring in front of our home fans will be very high. I think it'll definitely be over 60-70%. So they do make a big difference. You don't have that kind of percentage if they're not making a difference. So yeah, I really want them to come and you know, come on the journey with us, because you know, we're all together, players, staff, and supporters, and we all want to do all we can to take the club forward.
Thanks for your time, Adam.